What's up YouTube, ODST General back again with another Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed video. And today guys, there has been a major new update to the game. A new version of the game has released on Steam and Nintendo Switch called Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed Ecto Edition, which all previous versions have now been updated to. So this is pretty similar to previous DLC patches, a little bit larger than some of the previous ones, but pretty similar setup in terms of what we've seen in terms of changes. So as I've said, the game is now available on Nintendo Switch and Steam. Crossplay is enabled, just like there was previously between like PlayStation and the PC version on Epic. And I think Xbox already had a version too, though I hardly ever see Xbox players. We got 2 new maps, so that's one of the bigger changes from the normal DLCs. Previously, we've just gotten like 1 map with each of the DLCs. This time we got 2 new maps. The first one is my personal favorite of the 2 new maps, and one of my favorite maps in the game so far, which is Petey's Pirate Cove, which is like this kind of big, like arcade restaurant, family fun zone type of place. It's got a bunch of different areas. It's a great map for the Ghost, but it's really bright and vibrant and just a fun place to like look around and play in the game. So I'm really liking that one. Then we have Galway Station, which is a underground subway station in New York. It's dark and dingy. This one's a lot tougher for the Ghosts. It's a lot of long corridors, a lot of spaces where it's hard for the Ghost to get away because there's those long lines of sight. With that being said, you know, there's multiple levels to it. There's a few areas where there's some tighter corridors with a lot of corners. That is kind of stronger areas for the Ghost to play. So it's a little bit better balanced than some other maps that we've had where it's really strong for the Ghost or really strong for the Ghostbuster and it's only one way or the other. This is a bit more balanced, but it does tend to favor the Ghostbusters a little bit more in my opinion. Then we've got the new Ghost type, which is probably my favorite Ghost that we've gotten into the game to this point, which is the Overlord class. So the Overlord class consists of 3 subclasses, just like other Ghosts, which is Samhain, Darklock, and Gravebringer. Now, these Ghosts play very different from previous Ghosts. Most other Ghosts in the game, with the exception of maybe the Lunk Ghost type, played pretty similar, which was a lot of evasion from the Ghostbusters, maybe hit-and-run tactics, stuff like that. Lunk is obviously kind of the exception to that rule, where Lunk is very much about engaging the Ghostbusters, destroying traps, destroying gadgets, and just wailing on everything in your sight. Overlord's kind of similar. Overlord is a very slow Ghost, and it cannot possess items. It cannot hide. But it is very hard to tether, and it's able to also spawn in. Its ultimate spawns in this dark rift that covers the entire area in darkness, makes it very hard to see. And if the rift has time to fully cook and goes through its full cycle, or this dark rift, it then turns into a normal rift that actually spawns ghosts that you can then in turn hide or just let it stay out in the open to continue spawning minions and stuff like that. Grudges, I should say. It's an awesome Ghost type. I really like the Samhain / Overlord type of Ghost. All 3 of them are pretty fun. Samhain calls down like a lightning bolt, which knocks back Ghostbusters. Darklock has a shield. That one's probably my least favorite, but it seems to be the most popular because, again, this is a Ghost that's meant to be aggressive, so having like an extra shield that you can't be tethered with is very nice. And then Gravebringer is probably the most evasive of the 3 Ghosts. He has a spear he'll throw, and if you hit the Ghostbusters with a spear, they get locked in position. Now, they seem to still be able to move, but, I should say interact, so they can like shoot you with the neutrino wand, they can throw ghost traps, they can do stuff like that, but they can't actually move to chase after you, which makes it very evasive compared to the other 2.
Check this out.
There was new narrative stuff added, so of course Samhain, big ghost in the Real Ghostbusters cartoon universe. So they brought him in. This is him being introduced in live action for the first time, so is a little bit different than in Real Ghostbusters where they would have been familiar with Samhain. They've, like Dan Aykroyd's in here again. He seems to be familiar with Samhain, but like it seems to be kind of like the first time he's come into this universe. And he's presented as very powerful. The only issue I really have with the story expansion is it's even quicker than the original story. And so it just feels like it's gone in the blink of an eye, but the voice acting and stuff is very fantastic. Sam Hain was really awesome to see in the few scenes he was in. I only regret that there wasn't more of it. We got a new 10-year level up to 10-year level 5 with a new costume associated with it. It's Halloween time, so Halloween masks are out for a limited time until November. We have new gear shells, so new cosmetics for all of the equipment, like the Neutrino Wand, Proton Pack, Ghost Trap, and the PKE meter. This one's not actually based off of a movie or show. This is based off of our childhoods. It is a homemade setup, so it's made of like cardboard boxes and like PVC piping and stuff like that, like what looks like the tip of like Nerf guns or something. So a homemade kit for the gear, which is pretty funny. Then we've got new collectibles. So obviously with the new maps, we've got new lore scraps of like newspaper clippings and stuff like you had for the other maps. But now we've also got Tobin's missing pages, which are pages from the Tobin Spirit Guide, which you can't read them, but there is audio associated with them. So you're basically able to play a transcription of what it says and nice little audio cue. So if you're into the lore of Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed or just Ghostbusters in general, this is a nice little addition. We've got Ghost Bounties. So Ghost Bounties is essentially the same thing as private matches, except for with modifiers. Depending on the difficulty, some of the modifiers will make it easier, some of them will make it harder. So if you get like a level 1 easy modifier thing, it's going to pretty much just give you benefits. It's going to be a lot easier, whereas if you take a legendary one, it's going to give you all negatives to give you kind of a concept, and then like in the middle you're going to have some positives, some negatives. There's trade-off. The big benefit to doing this versus a regular private match is that you get a experience bonus for completing this. So if you manage to catch and stop the ghost, you get a influx of extra XP for actually completing those missions. The Sam Hain Ghost storyline is tied into this. So you get a little bit of a taste of it if you're just doing the storyline and you actually want to catch Sam Hain and actually play off, the storyline for it and unlock the Sam Hain Ghost. You'll have to participate in that to some small extent. Bunch of new customization stuff for the Ghostbusters, so a bunch of new costume parts and stuff like that, new hair, things of that nature. Probably the most interesting thing is that we now have gear and character customization loadouts, so there's 4 different slots. You're able to switch between these on the fly in between matches, I should say, if you go back to the station. But what's cool about this is if you're a solo player, you can now kit out your AI using the system. So basically, the first slot's your character, and then the other 3 would be your AI, even though you can swap into them, and then you'll see them around the station. So in the preview videos I took, I've created a quick and dirty version of the original real Ghostbusters cartoon characters. I didn't realize initially, so you'll see in some of the cutscenes maybe they'll have like the original proton packs from the movies. You can actually change that. I didn't realize until afterwards, but you can set the gear for them as well, so they've all got real Ghostbusters looking gear, and you can even change like the actual builds of the gear, which I don't have set up, I just have it cosmetically set up. But you can actually give them specific equipment, which is fantastic. Really, the only gripe I have with it, and it's a really minor one, is that if you do switch, you still see whatever character you switch to around the firehouse instead of them substituting that character out for the character you switched off of. So I am in my videos playing as Ray, and if I switch off of Ray to, say, Peter Venkman or Egon, Peter Venkman or Egon are going to be sitting in the firehouse, and Ray will just not be there at all. So that's the only downside to it. It's a really minor gripe. It doesn't have any effect on gameplay or anything. It would just be a nice little extra touch if they had that. Offline progression's been added in. And then aside from that, there's been a bunch of other general changes and improvements to the game, which I won't get into the details of every one of those. I mean, we've already gone through like pretty much a whole match in the background, which I'll have going off in the background with the PD's map here. And yeah, a lot of awesome stuff though. So I do have a couple other matches. So just like previous videos, we're going to have 3 different matches lined up on this one for you guys to watch. And the rest of this is just going to be narration from inside my point of view during those matches. So I hope you guys are excited about this. There is still, performance issues with the game and stuff. As you guys can tell, some of the gameplay I have isn't really super smooth at certain points. Sometimes it's better than others. It really doesn't seem to like OBS, unfortunately, but that is what it is. Normally it runs a little bit smoother when I'm not actually trying to video render, which makes sense, or video record, I should say. But alright guys, I will leave it to past me to take the video out, and then we'll do a wrap up here at the end. Alright guys, here we are in the subway as the new ghost, the Gravebringer, I believe is what it's called. The Overlord. This will be interesting to see how this goes. A little bit of a tougher map, a little bit more favorable to the Ghostbusters, I think, but it should still be kind of decent. Looks like we got at least one bot on the other team.
Scary. This is my nightmare.
Alright, suspend him.
Another minion down. Are we keeping score? Come and feed it.
Gonna head on over this way here.
Nothing to see here. I'm perfect. Ghost! Ghost!
He might get me on a solo tether. No.
Broken. Need to focus up. Okay.
Hello? Keep checking over my shoulder.
Here comes the trap.
Scare like that.
Just stay calm. Oh, I'll take that. Those things like termites in the spectral world.
Only two rifts remained, Ghosty. Look sharp.
Help!
I have me.
Next time, won't you? Get after it.
Alright, so we got a new rift. One of the cool abilities of this ghost is that it has the ability to basically create new rifts, which the other ghosts obviously can't do.
Buffing around and get to haunt.
So, it's a pretty cool ability, really powerful ghost. It's very slow, but it's very hard to tether
Ghostly
to.
work is making a distinct impact.
Yeah, it's a tough ghost to mess with. I found this is possibly my favorite ghost. The neat thing about this one too is that unlike other ghosts, it's not tied to a level. So you don't have to like wait to get to level 80 or 90 to use this thing. You just have to get far enough in the story, which happens pretty quickly in my experience.
All of your rifts are destroyed but one.
Oh, they found more than I realized they did. That's fine.
This is officially scary. spotted! I can't believe that actually worked! I'm deploying the trap! Better late than never! Another minion!
Alright, room fully haunted.
Location is now fully haunted. Next stop, victory!
I see it!
What am I having here?
I've gobsmacked. You've blown it. A complete and utter failure.
The guy with the ionizer pods, man. He was the MVP. I mean, the Overlord is slow, like I was saying, and that is the way to beat it. It's hard to tether, but because it's so slow, you take those ionizer pods to it, and it cannot get away, even if it breaks free of the tethers. Or at least it's very difficult for it to do. Alright guys, here we are at the Waitstone Lodge with the
Time to scare.
Greatbringer.
Not a
Yeah, so this is gonna be an interesting match here, I think. A very fast ghost, and this can be kind of a challenging map if you're not a faster ghost.
Is someone there?
It's a lot harder to play the corners and stuff, but
Here we go! Ah! Whoa, look over here!
there, I found one of my riffs. It's fine, they can have it. Use this as time to haunt the rest of the building.
Should have vented the pack. This is terrifying. Right over there.
Just harass him a little bit.
They've destroyed your rift. Keep an eye on those other two.
Over here.
They're on my tail here. Let's go ahead and...
There it is. I
Alright, come on. Break it, break it. Ooh, that was close.
Oh, this feels terrible. That one. Come look at this. Ghost over there. No, no, no. What the heck? What's that? It's coming right for me! That kind of tickle. Here we go! We got this. Paranormal activity spotted.
Oh, it might have been in trouble. I didn't realize we were all out there.
I guess they're called minions for a reason.
They already found another one, darn.
This looks interesting.
Now, the only downside to really using all this stuff as homing bombs, it feels like, is the fact that we then run out of stuff to potentially re-haunt when we're targeting down a specific area.
Do you want to be captured? Protect your rifts!
So we're down to 1 rift again.
Hold on to this. I'm used to this now. But I'm so scared. Got that little guy. Oh god. No amount of grief. Come and see this. Stand back. Don't spot it. This way. Stop moving.
Come on. Oh, beautiful.
So much slime.
Whoa, look over here.
Oh my god!
Are you here to haunt them or bring them a spot of tea? Hurry! You're close. What a tormented and otherworldly effect you've had on the place.
Something's getting bad. We gotta catch
I can't believe it! You've haunted the pants off this place.
someone just left and with them our 5-star review story. No, no.
Oh, got caught on that. Alright, that was pretty intense. They gave us a good workout, but looks like we're good to go.
Hurrah, Ghosty! I say
Yeah,
hurrah.
thankfully the ultimate managed to lure, it looks like, all of them over to the other side. And then they went to destroy it, and I laid a bunch of traps on the way over, so they ended up all getting smacked by haunted objects or whatever. So it worked out pretty nicely. They definitely gave me a run for my money, though. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see more Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, let me know in the comments below. All of that stuff is much appreciated. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy.